Welcome back, everybody, to some more Hawks franchise. This time we are getting into another game. This time we are playing the Eastern Conference rival Milwaukee Bucks. Big game here. Just trying to see what a lot of our guys can do. Avery Bradley misses a long two there. Not the exact shot I wanted to take, but nevertheless, I figured this would be a tough challenge, kind of test on ourselves against a top level team. I thought we were really giving ourselves a test with the Wizards, but they just did not really show up, it seemed like, and we just put a beating on them and beat them in almost every way. This time we are facing superstar Giannis Antetokounmpo, and it's going to be an interesting thing to see if our defense can really hold up against such a high volume player like him. Going to see if this pick and roll works with DeAndre Ayton and Dennis Schroeder, which it really didn't, so we kind of kicked it out to Avery Bradley. Michael Porter Jr. now with it, kick it back to Bradley. And Michael Porter Jr. with the shot, doesn't go in. Ayton always right there for the board, though. He didn't get it, but he was right there to contest. Gotta love that. I've been so happy with all three of our first round picks, which we were just so lucky to even get 3 first round picks and to have them all performing at, I think, a decently high level to this point. I mean, we're not that far into the season yet, but every guy has performed. Every guy has done their part. As far as the rookies are concerned. So now Bradley. I'm trying to get a little familiar with some of these plays. I don't run a lot of plays. I don't really even play the games all that much. I do a lot of the rebuilds and all that kind of stuff. And I play some My Career. But other than that, as that is a bucket, but they're saying the shot clock ran out, unfortunately. So those points will get wiped as I took a little bit too long trying to get a play to work. I swear, it seems like, and I'm not even playing on a hard difficulty. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, as the Bucks do go up by 5 points. Schroeder, I don't know if it's just I'm struggling with Schroeder a lot every time I try to get something going. But Michael Porter Jr. drops the 3 there. He's been performing well in simulation, and now looks like he is performing well in the game thus far. And DeAndre Ayton just shows up no matter what we're doing. The simulations have always been good, and in the first game we played, he was dominant. In this game, you'll see he gets his as well. No surprise. And I really do try to put Dennis Schroeder to work on some of these different players, but it just does not go the way I want it to throughout the whole time. Out to John Collins, Schroeder takes the shot, doesn't go in. Very close, but unfortunately, no cigar there. Schroeder guarding Bledsoe. Let's see if he can guard the very talented point guard there. Is Giannis on Michael Porter Jr. Oh! And there's a steal. DeAndre Ayton to Bradley, and I thought he was going to continue to drive, but luckily he did hit it, because that's just one of those 2K moments where I'm still running, at least on my controller I'm trying to run, and it just wasn't doing it for me. It wasn't cooperating. But Giannis with the pass to Bledsoe. Trying to clog that lane, and Schroeder had some good defense there. And he grabs the rebound. So Michael Porter Jr. with it now. Trying to get around him, and he just doesn't drive like I hoped he would. He just kind of goes to toss it up, and he gets blocked. Always a great thing to see. Thon Maker passes it to Giannis. I don't know how DeAndre Ayton got matched up with him, but he does get the steal. John Collins over to Bradley. Ayton over to Schroeder now. Run the pick and roll. Maybe Collins can get something going here. No, good switch by the Bucks. Just trying to get something going. It seems like no matter what I do, the Bucks just have phenomenal defense. But luckily, John Collins, we get the green bean with him. So we keep it moving. It's tied 7-7 now. I mean, if we can compete with teams like this, it might be time for us to take the next step in the Eastern Conference. I don't know if that's the path we're on exactly, because it seems like in simulation we're not doing as well, which is not really a surprise. Like I said, it is still very early in the season. I think we're only probably about 1/6 of the way through. So we still have ways to go as Giannis gets the pass, and Michael Porter Jr.'s block apparently just went right through. At 1 second he was ahead of Giannis, the next second he was behind him somehow. I don't get how it went, but there is a timeout. So the Bucks are going to think about it a little bit. Or I guess it said Atlanta called a timeout. I don't know why it always has the automatic timeouts. But Tyreke Evans steps into the game now. We're going to see what he can do. Tyson Chandler. I don't know. I've been kind of happy with the pickup of Tyson Chandler. He was kind of more of a negative when we got him in the trade, as Evans drops a nice shot there. Like, we took him on because he has a large contract, and it just made it more fair for the trade we were trying to pull off with the Suns. As Giannis is going to get an N1, and he is performing well, obviously, thus far. But Tyson Chandler, I think he's been good for us off the bench. He's been a good backup center. He's been pretty consistent, not making a lot of mistakes, grabbing some good boards. And I think he's a good veteran leadership to have on a team, obviously, that doesn't have a lot of it with such young players at the forefront. As that one was dropped by none other than Tyson Chandler, the guy we've been talking about. So tie game 11-11. 55 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Giannis right around Ilyasova, pump fakes, passes back. Brogdon now pump faking. Costa Machidi, the other first round pick, and then Snell with the 3-point shot. It doesn't go in. Now Machidi going the other way. 35 seconds left. He pulls up from 3. He misses it. But still a good shot attempt there. Trey Burke also in the game. That one falls in. 3-pointer from Snell. He didn't get it the first time, but he makes up for it the second time now. Tyreke Evans taking the ball back down the court for the AATL. Chandler with a nice screen. Evans going to pull up from 3. The Bucks have the ball back. Brogdon to Seth Curry. Now Machidi. Over to Ilyasova. Over to Burke, and they're not going to get it off in time. So at the end of the first quarter, the Bucks lead by 3. Giannis Antetokounmpo, obviously the star player of the game thus far. And he is showing it, as he has just dominated thus far in the first quarter. And I've said thus far too much. As you see the Hawks mascot there, rooting on the team in the ATL. Let's see if we can turn this thing around. We're only down by 3. And if we didn't waste that last possession, it might be a tie game right now. As Evans will start off. Ilyasova inbounds it. Guarded by, looks like Tony Snell. Oh, and there's a turnover quickly. Forced by Giannis Antetokounmpo. Passed over. Curry for 3 in the corner, and it just bounces out. Chandler grabs the rebound now. Evans with the ball back. Trying to keep the ball a little more protected this time around. Burke just going to pull up from 3. Oh, it bounces in and out. Just an unlucky break there. Goes to Chandler. Burke under the basket. Ilyasova steps back, passes it to Evans. Over to Machidi. Open with a good release. Bounces in and out. Some of these threes we are just getting a bit unlucky with. That's Trey Burke guarding Seth Curry now. Over to Malcolm Brogdon. To Antetokounmpo, who's going to get an N1. Fouled by Ersan Ilyasova. This is obviously a mismatch. But we really don't have many guys off the bench who I would even feel comfortable guarding Antetokounmpo. So, I mean, we're just kind of screwed at that point once it comes to our bench and having Giannis in at the same time. Michael Porter Jr. obviously he's not a fantastic defender or anything, but he's athletic. And he's young, obviously, fast. So he can at least try to keep up with Giannis a little bit better. Off our bench, we really don't have any big men, wing players, or big wing players that can really keep up with him. As there is a 3. Guess who? You already know who. Now Seth Curry taking it up court for the Bucks. Trey Burke guarding. Antetokounmpo now with it on the wing. Somehow Tyson Chandler gets matched up against him. Curry now with it. Costa guarding, and Costa, I don't know how he got up there. Oh, goes right over Elias. Oh, but it doesn't go in. Machidi taking it up court. Passes it to Burke. Back to Machidi, who's going to take a shot. And he drills it. Doing a little celebrating there. 17-17 after Machidi 3-pointer. And we're going to get into a highlight reel in a second here after Giannis. It looks like he got blocked there. Giannis with it again, and he just dunked it on the Hawks' life. Let's get into a little bit more of a highlight reel. We're not going to watch every play now. Here's some DeAndre Ayton highlight. Little post up, fade, and he knocks it in. So good thing there from DeAndre Ayton. Pass over to Avery Bradley, who drills this three-pointer for us. Now Bradley passes this one over to Schroeder, and finally we get something positive out of Dennis Schroeder when I'm playing the damn game. And into halftime, it is 30-28. They are shooting much better than us, but we are attempting more threes, I feel. Obviously, a lot of their percentage goes up because Giannis attempts so many under the bucket. McDermott passes it over to Evans. Evans in the corner, pump fakes, drives it in, and he gets the bucket. Thought that was a nice play there. And there is the final. You see, there wasn't too much highlights for the Hawks players in the second half. We did not play that well, especially in the fourth quarter. Just kind of lost it. You can't really... I'm not really surprised that the young players couldn't hold up in the fourth like that. Solid game, but we do come up short against probably a better team, I'd say. Leading scorers, Dennis Schroeder and Kosta Machidi, both with 7 points. Neither of which shot very well. Machidi 2 for 7 from 3. Schroeder 1 of 5. But John Collins 6 and 6 on the day. DeAndre Ayton 5 and 2, 6, 5 and 2, and 2 steals. Avery Bradley didn't have a bad day. Evans' day was okay. A lot of our guys just weren't hitting their three-point shots. I wish I would have got to see Hazonia play a little bit, but a lot of our guys, there was just a lot of in and outs, and then they would get an offensive rebound, and then Giannis would just take over the game for them, and he'd get them a bucket quickly. We just struggled in some areas, but nothing new, not unexpected, to be honest, from this young team. But some flashes, some more good signs from our young players, especially DeAndre Ayton. I really liked his game in this one. So thanks everybody so much for watching. As always, make sure you absolutely wreck that like and subscribe button for more. I will see you guys on next video. Peace.